Hey gang, Dr. Derry here, owner of Revision Health Services here in Jacksonville, Florida, and today I want to go over some core strengthening for your lower back pain. It's so stiff, achy, nagging, daily discomfort. I treat people every day with back pain. I go to their home, I take care of them, I make sure they can get going, but a question that I get is, how do I do some daily strengthening for my back and core? I know core strengthening is important for the improvement of back pain. What do I do? What does that look like? I want to go through that with you today. And so 3 fast, efficient, effective core strengthening exercises for your lower back require little movement but are super, super effective. And so hang with me. We're going to do this together. So grab the yoga mat, get on the floor, get on your bed, get in a comfortable position. I'm going to run through detailed instruction. And so these instructions do take a little bit of time and effort. You guys can get it. Pause when you need to. Let's do this together. Let's give our core a little bit of a burn, a little bit of work so we can improve some of that lower back pain. So here we go. Yo guys, so time to go over these lower back strengthening exercises. Daily core strengthening for your lower back doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be super complex. And I think sometimes we make it a little more complicated than it needs to be. So I want to go over a little routine that you can do to give you some good burn and some endurance into that core strength to help improve some of that nagging low back stuff. So let's go. So first we're going to start off with the transverse abdominis contraction. You know, the transverse abdominis is a deep core muscle. And I think it's got some hate recently because, you know, when we try to treat lower back pain, people are like, oh, let's focus on your transverse abdominis or your TA. You know, I think there is some valid points to like the delay in the core activation timing, but you know, focusing just on the transverse, I think is very difficult. But we're gonna really try to learn what that movement is like. So when you lay on your back in what's called hook lying position, so feet flat. You can use a pillow if you would like, and you're gonna try to just flatten your back to the table or the bed or the floor, wherever you're at. So when you try to flatten your back, I want you to have your hands right on your pelvis. So you should feel a hard part of your pelvis, and then go straight north to that. So here's where I start. I'm gonna go north a little bit, and I'm gonna feel it dip down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to draw in my belly button so I can feel that contraction, a little bit of tightening up. Now, it can be tough at first. And that contraction can be hard to get because we have what's called motor control. And so that motor control is your ability to activate what you want when you want to, okay? So we're gonna activate that deep core musculature. You're gonna feel things tighten up when you get that lower back super flat. And this is the first exercise. And so what you're gonna notice is that when I get the contraction right here, I'm flat, I'm contracted, and what you can tell is my breath is a little labored, and that these abdominal muscles attach to our rib cage. And so they are gonna limit the amount of expansion. And so you're gonna notice a short, shallow breath is gonna be more important and a little bit easier to do. So a short, shallow breath here, and I'm gonna try to hold that contraction. Now at first, holding it's gonna be difficult, especially with talking, especially with breathing. But really what I want you to do, aim for, is try to get about 30-second hold. So 30 seconds, 3-0. You're gonna hold here, breathe. You're setting your intention. Okay, I'm working some core musculature. The transverse abdominis wraps all the way around to our lower back, and we're gonna give ourselves some strength. Now the literature, what it says about core strengthening, when you really dive into it, you start to see some correlations to, if you just improve your strength, you're going to feel better. Now, if you want to package that as core strengthening, sure, hip strengthening, lumbopelvic, I've got lots of material out that in videos. And if you just improve your overall strength, you're going to improve. Now the caveat to that, the asterisk sign, I took a break there because I think I hit around 30 seconds. We're gonna do this a couple times. The caveat there is that strengthening can be very challenging when you're in pain. That's what I do every day with clients, okay? So how do we improve your system and improve your body so you can have a reduction in pain, but you could do it relatively pain-free, or, you know, relatively pain-free, but definitely not soreness-free. So this position I really like because this tends to be a comfortable position for mechanical low back pain, those with just a stiff, achy back. Now we're gonna hang out here, we're gonna get this contraction, we're gonna be good. Guys, this is a fun exercise. It's good because once you learn how to do it, you start to do it all the time because you don't have to be laying down to do it. Number 1, transverse, deep musculature, transverse abdominis contraction. I go into this a little bit more, and I'll put the description, link in the description about the book my wife and I wrote together. But this is, it goes over core strengthening quite a bit. Okay, now we're gonna move on to more of a reps and sets. I'm gonna scoot up so you can still see me. So we're gonna get that same contraction, but this time we're gonna straighten the leg. And we're gonna go up and down with this leg while maintaining that flat back and the core contraction. So up and down, slow and controlled. Now, since we're not using a ton of resistance and the core is more of an endurance-based muscle, the muscle fibers are made to do this, we're gonna go up and down here for a period of time or reps that are a little bit higher, probably about 20 reps on each side. So straighten that leg. What I'm doing is I'm kind of just locking my leg out. I'm gonna feel a little muscle on the top of my thigh while keeping my core engaged, right? Number one, transverse contraction. Number two being the transverse contraction plus the leg lifting. You can tell my breath is a little labored. I don't care what kind of shape you're in, you're gonna be feeling this contraction. And so we're gonna do 2 sets of 20 on each side, up and down, 3, and we're gonna feel that contraction. Guys, I'm still talking, right? I know you guys don't have to listen to me, you can just press mute. But for those who have having some back discomfort, this is a good little strength routine that you can do to help improve some of that. You're really gonna feel the core activate, and do not be surprised if tomorrow you wake up and your core is sore. Let me leave some comments in there, right? I can have my ears burning tomorrow, that's no problem. That's a saying that some of my patients use, a little older generation saying, but I don't know what number that was, guys. I'm not very good, maybe 13, 14. Slow and controlled, up and down. We're building upon this contraction. And so as you could tell, the more movement, the harder it is to maintain that contraction. Now, a question that I get from patients sometimes is, should I do this when I'm doing stuff around my house? Should I think about keeping my core tight? I don't know. I go back and forth. When I first started practicing almost a decade ago, I would have said yes. Now I would say, well, I don't know. But if it does, and that was like 10 reps, there's no way that was 20. But if it does help you, remember to have a little bit better form when you do heavier things around your house, I'm in. So I don't know, there's a lot of gray here and every person is different. So if you have any questions like that, you should consult the person that's actually taking a look at your body, right? A good physical exam, see you move, see your thoughts and feelings around your back pain and back discomforts. Oh guys, I'm burning, oh my gosh. Ooh, 2 sets of 20 is nice, right? It's like good endurance, doing enough dose, right? Exercise is a dosage. You have to do enough to make a change. Doing enough dosage to make a lasting change, to actually have an impact on your daily life, pain, and function. Whew, guys, okay, so 2 sets of 20, TA contraction with the straight leg raise or just lifting the leg. Last one here, and by far one of my favorites to do. I'm gonna scoot down. This is the dead bug because you kind of look like a dying bug here. So back flat, TA contraction, we already went over that. But now the right arm and right leg is gonna go up a couple inches as the left arm and left leg go down a couple inches. And they're gonna alternate like this. I'm a dying bug. What I'm not doing is this. You guys see that different position? Right, I'm bringing my knees over my pelvis to get that stacked so I can maintain that good contraction. And as you start to level up here, you're gonna go further and maintain that contraction. This one's for like 10 reps on each side for 20 reps total, 2 times through. Don't be okay if you're here. And some people, as they extend out a leg, will be like, ooh, I can feel that in my back. Then that's where you stop. That's that point where you're flirting with that discomfort so you can encourage some growth but not have a flare up or have some tissue irritability that can make your day a little bit tough. Now for me, I don't know if you can hear it, right there. I got a little click in my hip and that's just my hip flexor. It's always done that mechanically. That's just the way I'm built. Very common if I extend out my leg. Now this last couple here, I'm gonna go far so I can really get a high level amount of contraction. Guys, I'm burning. I am burning. What I like about this little routine is that you can... Sorry. It's okay. All right, what I like about this routine is that you can do all 3 of these exercises in a row and get a really good burn into the core and get something out of it. So really good contraction. And just breathing through that. Oh, I'm burning. So I don't know if I've taken a break here, but you want to do 2 sets of 20 or so. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, Now, as you get tired, you're gonna wanna speed up. That is normal, right? But slow it down. You wanna go till you feel a really good contraction. And when you sit up, you're gonna be like, oh, I can tell that I worked something in here. You got some heat generated, you feel some soreness, and your back should be feeling relatively good. And so, good little workout there. 3 lower back core strengthening exercises that you could do daily that are efficient and effective for improving your core strength and how you feel, and just giving you some confidence and a little bit of strength. And who doesn't like a good abdominal burn? So exercise is good for lower back pain, but it is about how you package it. So try that, see how it goes. Leave some questions or comments in the comment section underneath this video. If you guys like what I'm putting out there, please subscribe. That'd be really helpful to keep putting out content like this. This is what people really need, and I want to keep putting it out there. So as always, guys, just stay healthy, keep moving, and take care of yourself.